This is Rob. This is Brian.
This is Eric.
So,
can't get this hole big enough.
what?
That's a common thing.
What hole are you talking about? You trying to stuff a pipe into something over there? What's going on?
Trying to put a pipe in to store this creeper arm so it's not laying flat and getting distorted, but foam is
Pretty dense.
And
God damn it! I feel like a fly landed in my coffee.
Uh,
I'm gonna leave this here for a minute for you, Eric. I'm gonna go make coffee so you guys can talk all the shit you want about me right now.
He's making coffee.
I'm thinking that fly didn't just accidentally land in his coffee. I think it was dying from the fumes in the workshop here.
Yeah, I'm getting gassed out from the foam here. I was saying earlier that it may be gassed off because my eye was just watering like it was raining.
Yeah. We just ran these creeper hands earlier today, so yeah, it is virgin foam, but yeah.
And that's weird because that actually has never happened before, but I've never.
Yeah, usually we pour it and then we'll move on to something else and demold them the following day, and then they sit around while we clear the schedule to get back to whatever parts of the mannequins we're working on.
Yeah, and we do a lot of foam things. I mean, yeah, we do a lot of foam things, but we never take them out, with the exception of if we're making a head, we might drill out the hole for the post.
Oh, while it's still sitting in the mold.
Yeah, but I've never this close to it, digging around like you're right on it and you're seaming that and you're getting the smoke right in your face. I'm surprised.
That's why I'm wearing a respirator.
But yeah, when I was doing this right now, yeah, my eyes were watering something terrible, which has never happened to me before. And fortunately, I have been drinking a ton of water today.
Very important when you're working in the workshop to drink more than your daily allotment of water to flush your system out.
I mean, we have to remember to keep good ventilation too. Fortunately, we do have a nice cross breeze growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't poison yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the good fortune of having a fairly large workshop floor here, but if you're doing this stuff in your apartment at home or whatever, definitely don't.
Yeah, good ventilation helps. That's very important, because I want to say when we're working with the fiberglass and epoximite and things like that, and if we don't have the ventilation good, I've made myself sick with fiberglass resin.
Yeah.
Come home and feel nauseous.
Which is why it's so important to, especially if you're doing it a lot over the course of a week, change your filters in your respirator.
Yep.
Almost daily. And I'm probably wrong in saying that. I think it's like every 10 hours worth of use, I think you have to put new filters in so they can be effective. So.
Yeah, even if you're wearing the respirator, you got to make sure you have good ventilation.
Yeah, because unless it's a full face respirator, which we have one here, your eyes are still going to be attacked by the vapors in the air. Always stay well ventilated and wear your respirators and your gloves.
Yes.
I got some stories to tell about back in the 80s where they would, whatever lab I was working for at the time, they'd hire subcontractors to come in to make fiberglass molds on whatever giant sculptures we were working on. I'm thinking of the Freddy Snake from Nightmare on Elm Street 3. They hired a fiberglass team to come in after hours to do the mold on that, and those guys didn't have gloves or respirators. And sure enough, the main guy didn't live to see his 40th birthday.
Yeah, stuff's dangerous.
Yeah.
Remember when we were doing that tree in Vegas?
Right. We had our respirators and gloves and stuff in there, but it was in a restaurant, so it wasn't a very well. Actually, it was, because they hadn't put the windows in yet.
Yeah. But it was freezing cold.
Yeah.
But still, we were right in it.
And it was big.
Yeah. So. And you're working. I think you were painting it as pieces were cured up.
Yeah, because we were on a deadline and we couldn't get it to cure fast because it was so freaking cold. There was snow on the mountains.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably low 40s, mid 30s
And we
in the
worked
middle
at,
of, in the middle of the morning, like
yeah,
at 2 in the morning.
we would work at night because they didn't want all that going on during the business hours during the day. So we were doing the build at night.
Yeah, we would come in, I think around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and work until 5 in the
Work till 5
morning.
in the
Yeah.
morning.
Well, I got back from making coffee, and I have fly-free coffee right here. But I brought you guys back some
no.
Dunkaroos.
We love the Dunkaroos.
I don't need any more sugar.
I do. The mosquitoes love me for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know what I miss.
yeah, we were just talking about the respirators and how important safety equipment is when you're working with toxic shit.
Oh yeah, especially when you're getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's oh man. I was like thinking about that the other day, just a month away from coming off my 50th birthday, and just like shit, you know. I think of like my grandparents when they hit that, and they seemed old, when they would be in their 50s and stuff. They seemed a lot older than how I feel
Right.
now. And granted, like I look at my grandfather, who was like literally a freaking Air Force veteran and stuff, and they did all kinds of things, and leading a very active life with putting himself, not necessarily the years, but as Indiana Jones would say, it's more the mileage,
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm like, well, I don't know if I've had the mileage in the same way that my grandparents did, where things were not as easier,
Yeah.
back in the time. Is a little bit more physical.
Well, we are lucky in this generation that we didn't have to do that much physical hard work in our youth.
Like growing your own food on a farm.
Yeah, we could work at McDonald's. We could work in the bookstores. Work at the mall. Whereas our grandparents, my grandma working a farm at my age when I was a kid. Grandfather working in farms. I didn't have to do any of that. I mean, my biggest chore was working the garden to make sure the little bit of strawberries that my mom planted grew in the grapevine. Like you have the grapevine that you've planted. My mom planted the grapevine too, and it was keeping those alive when I was a kid. That was the biggest task.
I've had that grapevine for many, many years. I don't think I've ever had a grape off of that damn thing. Like the squirrels and everything like that fucking get to it before I can. I'll be like, oh, these things are growing really cool. And it's like, should we put a net on them? I'm like, no, nothing's bothering them yet. And then the next day is like, oh, they're ripe, but the squirrels got them.
Yeah. I think there was a bundle of grapes, and they were tiny, that grew, and my mom was all happy. She goes, we can make wine. I'm like, not with those grapes. We don't have enough. And the strawberries that we grew, I remember picking maybe 10 strawberries in 2 years. They were big, but I remember picking 10, and I highly doubt that thing survived since I left.
Yeah, farming isn't necessarily something that's done that much in like Southern California, San Fernando Valley, or
No, we living in the valley, we get the remnants of the fact that there was a lot of citrus trees and fruit trees growing, so you could walk down the street and someone's growing lemons or oranges.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like I just remember like coming home from school, just like walking back from school and everything. There'd be like a lemon tree or an orange tree in
Yeah.
someone's front yard, and you'd walk up and grab one, and you're eating an orange on the way home. That's perfectly ripe and really nice and everything like that.
And they weren't growing it; these were leftover trees
From the orchard days.
that the orchard turned into the subdivision, and they have a tree. Because we had a peach tree when I first moved out here. We had a peach tree. I hated peaches because that thing grew and bloomed very well. And we had so many peaches. My mom made peach cider, jam, butter. We had peach pie. I had so many peaches, preserves, that I was sick. We cut the peach tree down by the time I left the house.
Was it by choice or vengeance?
Because no one would pick it. After a while, we had so much stored in the pantry that if you picked more, there was no way you were going to eat it. You couldn't give it enough of it away, that the tree was producing so much, and we weren't doing anything to make it produce. It was just the soil. And then they had the orange tree for a little while. My sister took that out and planted lemons, and now she can't give them away. And Brian's talking about his sister-in-law giving away lemons. They're everywhere.
Which is, that you bring that up, especially since we were talking about toxins and all that. We should be drinking a lot of lemon water. Should
Yeah.
go over there and get some more lemons and load up them.
Now that you say that, yes, I need to drink lemon water.
Well, as officially turning into an old person and stuff like that, I do take my share of vitamins every morning now.
Where's my Metamucil?
Not quite there yet, but it's weird because like I do notice now, like I took my vitamins like maybe an hour ago, and we're like way over the halfway point of the day. We're getting close to the end of the day.
Yeah.
But for hours, I was sitting there like, why am I so groggy? Why do I just feel like crap right now? Then I realized I'm like, oh, I didn't take any of those vitamins today.
And yeah, if you're not getting your vitamins with the food you're eating, those supplements are very important.
Yeah, it's like, I definitely try and do one of those things where, you eat something, whether I have to like throw a tortilla on the fire and like butter it up and just have that or something like that, at least something to get in there with all the vitamins and stuff.
Well, you have to make sure, and this is one thing that John said, drink that water in the morning, and lemon water would be nice. I'm always now a big proponent of eating something in the morning, no matter how big or small. You got to eat something. And if you have to have a couple of meals, because I'll have 2 meals, I'll have breakfast at home. And then when I get here, I'll have a meal. I might eat my lunch, quote unquote, earlier and have second breakfast. And that'll keep me going until I get home for dinner. But if it doesn't, I'll have a Dunkaroos, thank you, Robert, a little snack or something. But you got to keep eating. You got to keep that energy up, because I've noticed when I don't, I drag, especially when it's hot. I'll drag. Like come the afternoon, it's the same thing without your vitamins. You start to drag, and we're at that age.
There's a lot of body maintenance that needs to go into it.
Yeah, we don't bounce back like 20-year-olds anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a big believer in having like snacks around, whether it be like some fruit like bananas or apples or something like that. But I don't always have time to go to the grocery store and stock up on all that stuff. So I go to Costco and get the big box of Nature Valley bars.
Yes.
Where I have those at a, I'll be able to reach those anytime I want to. So like I have some upstairs in the office and I have some like over in my bedroom. So if I'm like sitting up there and I'm like, God, I'm starving right now, just like I'll grab a Nature Valley bar and it's enough to, make me feel good.
I mean, usually I have peanuts. I love peanuts. So I usually have a thing of peanuts, but I run into the habit of it becoming my meal.
Yeah, that's like the creepy part about it is where like just drawing that line, because like you can open a bag of chips and be like, I'm just gonna have a handful of chips or something like that. And next thing you know, you're stuffing yourself and you finish the bag and you're like, I don't need to eat today.
Oh yes, oh yes, I've done that more than once.
Remember when like I don't know if you guys remember this at all, but when I was in high school, Keebler used to make chips, and there were pizzerias.
Yes, I do remember those. I do, and they were good.
It was just one of those foods that was nuts. I had like my science teacher in high school. He would encourage the students to come in and bring, whatever sodas and snacks they wanted and everything, because he was kind of a fun teacher. And he was like, well, if you're eating something, at least I can keep your attention on what we're doing while you're eating,
Right.
So that's like the give and take. And so like in the mornings when I was in high school, I would stop at 7-Eleven and get the 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper and a big bag of pizzerias. And they had like 3 different flavors and stuff. And I'd always come walking in with I'd have it in my backpack and I'd pull it out right when I get in there. And I've been sitting there eating pizzerias and drinking Dr. Pepper while they're talking about how to, the muscle structure works in the human body.
You just truly brought me back.
Crunch taters.
Keebler used to be in Van Nuys.
Right, yeah.
And you would, it was like right across from the Budweiser factory plant. And I remember driving down Balboa and going, oh, it smells like cookies. And I look over and there's the Keebler factory there. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I was a Keebler eater of all things, like the cookies and the chips, all things, until that factory went away. And all of a sudden, I don't eat near as much of it. But when it was in its heyday, and you just brought up the chips. I remember eating those chips, making meals out of those chips.
Oh my god! I wish they'd just bring back pizzerias. Those things were good. But
Start
yeah,
a Facebook page.
Just like
have a demand.
just like the buckwheats. We need the buckwheats to come out.
I was like him talking about the cookies and everything. It reminded me of back when you had your shop in Chatsworth, where they had that wafting smell of cookies that would come in every night.
Oh yeah, from one of the places nearby. That same thing was going on at Rick Baker's Cinovation shop when we were doing Gremlins 2. There was a bakery right across the way from that, and man, twice a day you'd get that. And I sat in the spray booth for most of that show, so fortunately I had my respirator on and all that. But if you took a break and walked out and you walked into that sweet smell of bakery goodness, all of a sudden your sweet tooth would kick in and you have to go to the vending machine and get a bag of M&Ms or
Oh my
something.
god, that whatever that place was, that bakery that was cooking all that sweet smelling stuff over by your shop and everything, like amped Roy and I to go to the Hostess shop.
Oh, that's right, which was just right around the
Yeah, like a
corner.
block and a half away was the Hostess outlet store. And we remember he'd come back with like 5 or 6 bags filled with like Twinkies and donuts and anything that was Hostess, because it was just like, these are priced to be moved.
Yeah,
and it's
10
like,
for $1.
yeah, it was like apple pies 4 for $1 or something like that. Just everything. Like when we were doing Jeepers 1 and 2, I remember the foam room refrigerator just being packed full of fucking Hostess. And to the point, I remember Redless and sneaking in there and stealing people's Hostess food and stuff every now and then.
And back then you can eat that stuff and it would not affect you. If we were to eat that the way we ate it then, now
We'd be diabetics.
We would be in bed.
Oh my god! I mean, I think about that. So back in the time frame of 23, 25 years ago, when we're doing Jeepers 1 and 2 and stuff, you were talking about how I would walk in every day with a 2-liter bottle, and then for lunch run off to like Carl's Jr. and come back with a big bag of food and stuff, and we just sit there eating junk food all day while we're working.
Yeah, the 32-ounce big gulps and all that. But that was what it was.
You could handle it. You were working. You were moving a lot. You were doing a lot of things, and your body was needing that energy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone out and did it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like most of the time it wasn't like we're sitting down all day. We're always on our feet doing stuff, and you get to a certain point where your body's going like, dude, I'm hungry, and you're like, okay, well, let's just run over. Let's jump in the golf cart with the fucking clown head on it and bolt down to 7-Eleven really fast
Right.
and get a big bite, with extra chili and cheese on it. It's a 7-Eleven dog, but you know what? It's food. Just jam it down your throat and keep working.
And there was that bar that was just on the other side of the Mason unit in that complex that had a great steak sandwich. I remember we used to.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
And that place had, it was an Irish bar.
Oh yeah, just down the way, it became a Thai place.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, we had bangers and mash there.
That's when I first had shepherd's pie.
Really?
Yes, I had it there, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then that place closed, and I was never able to find it again, and I had to make it myself.
Right.
Like, oh, what was it? I had to make my own.
The shepherd's pie was a staple at our house as kids. Yeah, it's just easy. It's ground beef, corn or peas, and mashed potatoes, and that's it.
And gravy.
I don't think I've ever really had like proper shepherd's pie. Like my mom grew up on like a military air base, so we had like SOS shit on a shingle.
Oh,
which was like ground beef and sausage mixed with a gravy and draped over, a piece of toast or something like that.
Everyone talks.
This podcast is making me hungry.
Yeah, everyone talks bad about SOS. Every time I see it, I'm like, that looks pretty good.
Dude, it's like the primary ingredient to Loco Moco or whatever it is, that dish they have in Hawaii where they like have a hamburger patty, then they pour like that SOS over it, and it's underneath it's all mashed potatoes and stuff too. and
So
everyone goes nuts for it.
so when Terry talked me into going to Vegas with her, and we stayed to California. California is geared towards Hawaiian. We went into the restaurant there, and I'm looking at the menu, and she's like, "What are you gonna get?" Of all the stuff, and I'm like, I'm looking at this loco moco here. This sounds like it's gonna hit the spot, and they give you so much food. They brought out beef patty. It was huge. The gravy and some potatoes, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is a lot of food." I did not expect it to be this much food. Ate it all. It was so good. Why complain about this? This is basic food.
Did they throw a fried egg on it?
They did not. In fact, and that was one of the options. It was an option. And I go, no, I don't need that because it was lunch-ish. It was like 11 o'clock lunches. And I'm like, I don't need that, but I do need food because I'm starving. And I got that. Man, I can eat this all weekend.
God, that thing has like everything a growing boy needs.
Oh,
you
man.
know? It's nuts. Like I had that for the first time when I was actually in Hawaii, and we were there for vacation, so it was like just go and soak up the local culture and everything.
Yeah.
So I had loco moco and what the hell is that? A lava flow to wash it down with.
What's a lava flow?
A lava flow is almost like having a pina colada, but it has like a strawberry puree that they pour over the top of it. So when you're looking at it in the glass, it's like white liquid in a glass, but then all this red streaming down the side of it inside the glass. And the strawberry really, if it's like fresh strawberry, it really enhances the flavor of it really well.
That sounds refreshing, actually.
Oh, it's great. It definitely helps you like get in the Hawaiian spirit of just going out in the water drunk as shit and just floating your way back to the mainland.
I'm on vacation. But yeah, that loco moco, that's if you haven't had it, try it. There's plenty of Hawaiian places around that you'll see Hawaiian barbecue, but I think they have them, the loco mocos, at these Hawaiian barbecues. Try it. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Yeah, I love it.
I think it's good. I mean, it's like, but back to the point, I think it's loco moco is like based on military food, which is SOS.
Right, and Hawaii being a U.S. military installation there, they were probably making that in Spam. The Hawaiians love Spam, and that's from the military.
What's the Hawaiian dish called that uses Spam?
Oh, I forget what it is.
Pokai or pokey or
everything.
Yeah. They have.
They're like Monty Python, spam. It's not like it was weird because there wasn't many places that were serving Spam like in the traditional sense of when you go to the tourist traps and everything. But when you went to like the local places, they had Spam with everything. They have like like Spam sushi where it's like Spam wrapped in rice and seaweed. And
I'm here to tell you, it is delicious. One of the food trucks, and I haven't seen it in years. One of the food trucks down here in Grotto Hills had it, and I got it. Delicious.
Wow.
If you see it, get it, because you're missing out. You gotta like Spam, and I like Spam. I have no problem with Spam. And when they make it with the sushi rice and the seaweed wrap, oh my goodness! And you dip it in the soy, it's delicious.
It definitely works it up a little bit better when you put it in the teriyaki sauce and everything.
Yes. And it seems weird, and I'm sure people have heard about it. It's been around for years, but for some reason, I'm seeing it a lot more, especially with the food trucks. I see it a lot more, and I catch a YouTube video of it a lot more than say 10 years ago. Get it. That's all I can say. If you see it, you have a chance to try it. Try it. You won't be sorry.
There you go. Raving opinion going on here.
but I like Spam, so that's why.
Spam's good. I was raised on Spam too. My mom used to fry Spam.
Yeah, mine did too. I don't recall what we ever had with it. I just remember loving it as a kid.
My mom would always cook white rice, and we'd have Spam with that. And then whatever we didn't eat for dinner, she would chop it all up and then make fried rice with it the next morning. Yeah. Like I just made fried rice the other day with the leftover ham that I had. And like you saw me eating it this morning. You know,
I was wondering why your cereal smelled so good.
it's just fried rice, and to me, that's like, you know, it's always been a staple growing up that you take like dinner leftovers, whether you have pork chops or, you know, a steak or anything like that, you chop it up and make fried rice with it.
Eric and I are looking at a sample we just poured up. That's 30-minute epoxy.
Oh, straight. Okay.
Yeah, and
So,
this is like an hour ago. I think we poured this
I mean,
up.
it's a little sticky, but I wonder if that will
Contour.
adhere. Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll see if it gets stiffer and hardens. For that matter, we can drape it right over the shoulder there and see. So there's that, and the weldwood peeled right off of the test.